Yo. Hello. Hello, everyone. How are we doing? Good to see you all. Welcome in, welcome in. Thank you so much for joining us on this bright early time frame. Nicholson Morrow, Karazest, Thornity, Jack, Rubik's Cube. Hello, 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 hello. Mothman, Centaur. How we all doing today? It's so good to see you all. Welcome on in. Yeah, we are starting a bit early here today, and I'm hoping to get some more early times in. You got it, Mothman. Where are my hats? They have all run away. Yeah, I'm hoping to get some earlier starts like this in the week regularly now. I can't, like, plan on it, so I don't want to put it in a schedule, but I am trying to hit them more often. Come on. Fix. Really need to. My green screen is crazy long. Which is good, but it's, like, really tall. And so it flows out, and so it all gets wrinkled really easily. So I need to, like, I've got this pole that I bought from the store. I need to, like, sew it into the green screen so it can be rigid and just hanging down. And then theoretically, I'd never have to worry about adjusting it ever again. Oh, early morning. It's only 2 p.m. and about to get my kids. Oh, you crazy people that live in other parts of the world than I do. How weird you all are. Oh, Karazest, you're fantastic. Is that a Panda Coder emote? It is a Panda Coder emote. Cute. I need to get on top of things with my emotes. My goodness. Okay. First off, I want to hear how everybody's doing. How are you all? How's life going? How are the kids? Zaft, good to see ya. Thanks for jumping in. Yeah, I want to hear all about everything. How's life? Oh, OTK Expo, June 4th. Mad Mushroom is going to be a part of it. Cool. That's exciting. Oh, yeah. How's everybody's projects? How are we all doing? Ooh. We ready to, like, build some games, make some impossible things? Woo. I'm excited. We had a really great discussion yesterday about UI and a whole bunch of different takes from it, lots of different ideas and thoughts from the community. And we kind of got to the point where it's like, okay, I've been a product designer long enough to know that this is not going to really be resolved through debate. It's time to test. So we're going to prototype these out, see where it takes us. So that's what we're going to be working on here today. Which is, like, disastrous, I'm realizing, because the way that I have structured things, I was taking a look at this right before the stream. We've got the fight UI here. A lot of the UI elements I have separated into, like, the villain. So, like, the villain is in charge of their own health bar, which, like, kind of makes sense, but also makes it really rigid and like, I'm not going to have this integrated bar like I have over here. I'm going to have to restructure my nodes and everything. It's just going to be, oh, no. Atlas over on YouTube. Hello, how are you doing today? Good to see you. Rubik's Cube. I found a great video based on the game I have inspiration from, but I might need to redo how my player variable is called out, which I need to eventually anyway. Oh, geez. Cubics. We'll just a big high five there, you know? We'll both just be redoing how our players are functioning. And remind me, Cubics, what are you working on? I don't think I have you in my spreadsheet. Or, I keep saying Cubics. Why do I keep saying Cubics? Rubik's. Rubik's Cube. Yeah, I'm not seeing you in my spreadsheet. What are you building? Yeah, what are you building? Rubik's Rubik's Cube, all is perfect. Oh, shoot. Okay. So I think the easier of the two to build is going to be this version because it's largely still in line with the current layout. It's just going to be a matter of moving things around slightly. So I think this is going to be the version we build first. A mashup style between Survivor IO / Vampire Survivors and Deep Space Galactic Survivor as a 2D game. Okay. All right. I'm getting that in there. There we go. Does it have a title? What engine is it being built in? Thank you for filling me in on how things are going. Okay, cool. Frosto Cotulo. Hello, welcome on in. Good to see you, Frosto. How you doing? I was seeing you in Coffee Dude's stream, right? I don't remember his name. Shoot. Anyways, that guy. You're alive, so you're happy. Well, that's good. I'm glad you're alive. So what we're going to do here is we're going to save this project. As like a new project. I don't want an export. I want like a backup of this. I don't really want to do a git on it. I mean, I guess I could do a branch. Ugh. That's getting beyond my level of comfort with Git. Pretty much a mob generator where you need to clear out randomly spawned mobs to advance while collecting resources. Very cool. We're on a few streams today. We're going to save this project. That's right. So let me git commit here to the main branch. Lots of polish. Commit. I make the best commit messages. I look hatless? I've got a hat on. This isn't my hair. All right. So we're going to push. And then we're going to make a new branch. UI prototype 1. Okay. There we go. should go ahead and publish that. Mothman, you got it. There we go. All right. We're going Fedora. Only one doesn't count. Well, Mothman saved you. We've got 2 now. Oh, shoot. Okay. So, first up. I don't even know that the villain needs to change a ton from this. Rubik's Cube, you got it. There we go. I think we're gonna take the all this stuff. So to add 5 hats, yeah. Gosh, do we just leave it there? Let's try leaving it there for a bit and just kind of see how that works out. For the player, though, we're going to need some stuff shifted around. So the powers are going to... move. The powers are going to move. The powers will move. What? Godot. Excuse you. Come on. Are we gonna do this thing? I can move you. Why can't I move powers? That's weird, right? I guess I can only move them in the child, but it seems like I should be able to move the primary one, but weird. Oops. Okay. There's that. We've got that down there. Player. Energy bar. Maybe move you right there. We kind of do a full screen sort of idea. I think because it's a node and not a node 2D. Oh, interesting, HK Labs. Really? I wouldn't have expected that. Can I move, like, the whole thing here? Oh. Interesting. Oh, my. Okay, so, wait, hold on. So if I change this to be a node 2D, and then I go back here... Fascinating. I had no idea. Node doesn't have a transform. Oh my goodness. Well, HK Labs, you just solved that mystery for me. Thank you so much. Well, there you go. I had no clue. Cool. That's great. Whole new world. That's right, Karazest. How many hats do I have? Don't challenge me, Rubik's. Don't you dare challenge my power. One thing I've thought about doing, honestly, is getting rid of the green screen and setting up an actual background and having like a hat rack and a bow tie rack, and then people can like swap out both of those things. Just enough hats. There we go. There's the Fool Box Fest. Okay. By the way, Foolbox, congrats on your really cool stream. That was a great stream today. And how are you finding the new Doctor Who? You said you were watching that, right? So move this guy down, and then we can probably just nuke the name. And then health block can move down here. Sure, whatever. Sounds good. Villain. We need to increase your size. And then... what do we do about that text? Get down there. Oof. Oof. Still not great. Okay. I must feel like doing 10 hats, but people are here for the stream. Having a good time with the new doctor so far and pleasantly surprised so far. Very nice. You gave it a go? No, I haven't. We never watch television. Like, it's so rare for us to sit down and watch a show. But we want to, though. I know you have opinions on this, but we do want to get caught up on Jodie Whittaker and then jump over to the new guy and see how it's going. Atlas, I like the hats too. Thank you. I appreciate it. Okay. Relate disabled. Interesting. So, that's kind of that. Let's go to our fight UI. Then we're going to go to our symbol container. And then I need to, like, edit this shape. You can skew it. Oh, that's perfect. That's exactly what we're looking for. There we go. And then timer bar can go... sheesh. Where does timer bar go? Character graphic background is a part of that? Okay, that's weird. You can wait for it to be all available. Right now it's coming out 1 episode per week. Oh, okay, interesting. Yeah, you know, I love Doctor Who. I'm a giant Doctor Who fan. It's like, it was like the first thing I shared with my wife when we started dating. So, big fan of it. But we have fallen off the wagon for a good while. Okay, so now we can turn you off. Turn you. Okay. Let's scale this up. Oh, come on. Okay. And then your Z index. Go down. And then this guy, we're going to do the same deal. Ordering Z index down. Okay. And then what is this left border here? Symbol borders? Oh shoot, we're gonna have to transform you, aren't we? And like match the curves. Well, not match the curves, but match the line. Oh dear, we're gonna have to go back to the container. 24.5. That's the angle we're looking for. There we go. Negative. There we go. Do you know any good tutorials about having your main character, but also loading in whichever one you want to use, like a knight, mage, rogue, etc., kind of like a character selection screen for 2D? I was trying to look last night and only stumbled on 3D character selects. Interesting. I don't, Rubik's. I'm sorry. I very rarely end up looking up tutorials. Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't have a much better answer for that one. So are you looking for like the Street Fighter like character select screen, or are you looking for once they have selected it now rendering that in the level? I introduced Miss Box to Doctor Who, and she can't stop now. She's addicted. That's amazing. That's super cool. Oh, there's no transform on progress bars. Interesting. So how do you make a progress bar, like, skewed? Can you? Wait, those are timers. No. Wait a minute. What am I doing? Rounded. What is rounded? Value will always be rounded to the nearest integer. Okay. Let's see. Does this have skew? No? Bummer. But, like, you have an X and a Y value, so you've got to have transform, right? Huh. Interesting. Weird. Okay. Let's keep going. Left border. Where are you? Right there. Okay. We can nuke that and nuke that. And then if we save this, go back to our fight scene. This is kind of what we're looking at now. What is this white that's there? Lou Hacks, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. Good to see you. Welcome on in. Selecting and rendering. I have to leave soon, so if that's something Boss Legend Fox Hollow wants to explain, I'd postpone it. Basically, you'll be George, and you can choose if you want to be the Knight, Mage, Rogue, or Archer, but you can change through the game. That's a really good question. Honestly, I'm wondering about similar stuff for this, because you know, you're going to be going against different villains and stuff, and I'm trying to debate making this our only fight scene and then going through and loading stuff in as appropriate. So I have heard of stuff called, like, pooling. I don't know. People know a lot more about this than I do. Like, Foolbox can jump in, or who are our other resident Godot experts that are in the channel? Zaft knows way more about Godot than I do. Thornity probably as well at this point. Jack, definitely. So lots of people would know much better how to execute on that. I have thoughts and ideas, but I would definitely be stumbling along through it with you. Once while I was on vacation, my mom decided to check out my classic Doctor Who stash, and I doubt she even slept for the whole 2 weeks, judging by the amount of stuff she watched. That's amazing. I love that. Oh, Fullbox, Rubik's was trying to figure out how to, like, select and render a character, like have a character select screen that you pick something and then that gets loaded in as the main character. They were asking for good tutorials, and I said, I don't really have any tutorials. I have thoughts on maybe how to accomplish it, but they're probably bad thoughts, and other people would probably be able to more fully educate you, like that. Resource, yeah. See, in resources, I'm only just barely starting to, like, dive into. So, custom resource all the way. All right. This is on a walkabout. Custom resource. Okay, so there you go, Rubik's. That's what you start Googling. Custom resource. Pretty much, yeah, says Zaft. Okay, there you go. You and I both. We're going to start Googling custom resources because I need to do the same thing for my enemies. Okay. Where is this big white block? Oh, that's right. It's the VFX. Right. That's our screen flash that for some reason starts off in this room. So let's see if we have this going. Yeah, I mean, that's, like, kind of the idea. Stuff is definitely not quite right on the spawner, but like, this all works. This is kind of messed up, but I'm reworking the back end of my game to use resources better. I'll show you someday how cool it is. Yeah, I'd love that. That'd be rad. Nice. Very cool. Hey, Pokejohn. Good to see ya. How you doing today? All right. Take care. Foolbox, you go get that main under control. I was thinking to message you. It's looking a little intimidating. You know, I just think of your bald viewers, right? Is all I'm saying. You always want to prep in case Northern Lion shows up, right? I'll look so small tomorrow. That's great. So I'm actually surprised with how well this is working kind of right out of the gate, actually. Like, we got to adjust the spawner, and then we've got to figure out what to do with this. But overall, this is not terrible. We need to skew this over, though. All right, take care, Rubik's. Thanks for hanging out. Now we can think outside the box. Said Bang Bangs. I know, Automod is really aggressive. You never know what's going to set it off. Okay, so let's go to player. And now we can grab, because our friend HK Labs informed me about 2D nodes and nodes not having transformed. Now we can move this whole thing over, which is great. We can just slide it a bit over. Save, come back. Yeah, that's looking about right. It's still off-center, but that's fine. Villain, what do we do about all this text? Because I think it's kind of important. I mean, I guess we could experiment getting rid of the villain label and that border and everything. And then just move the intention value like up here or something. See how that works. I mean, it's not great. But, like, it works. Okay. Off-grid game dev, hello, welcome in. How are you doing today? How's the off-grid life? What's going on? I want to hear all about it. Okay, so now we just need to adjust the spawner. So if we go to here? No. Where is our symbol spawner managed? Is it in the fight UI? I don't think so. Is it in the symbol container? Yeah, I think this is it. Yes, spawn. Okay. Random X. And this is one thing we're gonna have to like figure out is, oh, how do we spawn things in, like for the enemy to spawn things into that skewed shape? We'd have to do math. No math. No. Been working in the garden a lot lately. Nice. Now, when you say that, are you saying about literally working in the garden, or are you talking about are you talking about off-grid life? Okay. Symbol create.position.x equals random x. It's between -100 and 100. So we definitely need to adjust that from basically going from like 30 to what? 100 and we could probably just go straight up 200. Let's go script. So instead of negative, it's going to be 30 to like 200. Oh, wait, but it's relative to itself, right? It's not relative to the screen. It's not a global position. This is going to be relative to itself. So to here. So it's what? 164 wide? So if we do... Oh, geez. The real garden. Okay. There's a ruler on the 2D editor. That's a great point, Zaft. Thank you. Thank you. I will definitely use that. Ooh, ooh, ooh. That's some fun physics stuff happening. And they're falling outside too. Funny. Okay. I wonder why. What is happening when it hits over there? Okay. Let's grab our ruler. So yeah, that's about right. So if we do like from 0 to there, 30 to 200, should be fine. We do have ads. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. I know I won't. Okay, welcome back. Oops, let me fix that. There we go. Okay. Currently working on my template for speeding up prototypes. Very cool, Zaft. Is that the same template that you showed in Sorcery Stories stream today? Son of a biscuit! This Fez. I blame Foolbox. Okay, maybe an alternative approach. Maybe like hooking it on over here, maybe. Squish it in somewhere. I don't know. There. We have the Fez. So I was thinking during the ad break, there's something very cool about this shape. And it made me think, as the symbols fall, they're going to be bouncing off of this wall, right? What if we take kind of the best of all the worlds and say this, like there are dynamic shapes for each level. And then we do the centralized UI up top. So it's kind of almost like Peglin, where they do different board layouts with the pegs for each enemy. What if we did that here and changed the borders of everything, and then everything started going wild and crazy and interfacing with the different board edges and everything? I think that could be really interesting. Oh, fun, that got skewed. Interesting. There's something going on over here. Whoa, and over here. You see that? They're catapulting up. Why is physics getting reversed over here? It's like physics is way heavy over here and way negative heavy over here. Why? What are you doing, game? You created a black hole. Yeah, for real. Oh, things were slingshotting out of there and traveling into the past. Just bringing my Star Trek lore in. Okay. I mean, there's not anything interfering with this, right? Like, the player doesn't have any area 2Ds in it. These are all just sprites, so nothing is connecting. I mean, I don't know why. Is the skewed shape, like, affecting the physics? Like, if I reset that, is it still going to be super funky? Yes. Yes, it is. What if I reset the borders? Is that still going to be super funky? Okay. I don't think so. So, if I move the borders in like halfway, what's going to happen? Is it going to be everything as soon as it makes contact, zooms down? Kind of. Okay. So there's something about that. Something about these Area 2Ds is causing problems with Godot physics. Godot 2D physics slope fast. Physics, objects speeding up on slopes. I don't want a player speed. I want just like Godot objects are moving at varying speeds, maybe? No. Okay. So why are the slopes wrecking things? Because I could understand moving faster, but like it really feels like they are speeding up pretty dramatically. What if instead of doing a rectangle, what if we just did polygon? That I just draw? No, that's not gonna work. Segment shape? I don't think that's gonna do anything, but let's see. Okay. Well. Oh. Interesting. Wait, hold on. What is this behavior? I mean, stuff isn't, like, getting dragged down anymore. That's nice. But then, like... They're definitely hitting something over here. Okay, let's revert and then do a new segment shape. Why are you defaulting to exactly what I'm wanting? That can't be right. What if we change the X scale to be 1? And then we just put you right there. Godot? We cool? Okay, there we go. Let's try again. Okay. Well. I mean, I don't know why, but it seems to be working pretty well. And then transform. Once again, we'll just take you to 1. Slide you over. And left border, let's try this again. Okay, we got a problem over there. Something doesn't work. Oh no, why? Something works. Oh no, why? Yes, Karazest, you are correct. Okay. I mean, it seems to work. I don't get it, but sure. I'll take it, you know? Whatever. Beggars can't be choosers. We're prototyping. We're rapid prototyping. We don't need to know why things work. If a genie came through and solved the problem for me, then that's fine. Let's change our spawning direction here. Bring it down a little. Okay, we're still going outside the bounds. Let's go to 0 and then like 130. Shift it way over. We're still going off the edge, like a lot off the edge. It's so strange. This thing is like 200 pixels wide. Why are we moving so far off the edge still? Like, what if I go down all the way down to 50? Where's that going to take us? Okay. So we need to go a little bit further. Okay. So we'll take that to like 75. And then I want to extend our Y out a bunch and shift it up. So there's like no getting over that. Okay. It's looking good. Looking good. I mean, I'm not going to lie. This feels way more dynamic than the old version does. It does. It feels way more dynamic. And everything's just kind of functioned the way that it should. Oh, darn it. Darn it. Let's see. Blue, 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 yellow, yellow, purple. Blue, 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 yellow, yellow, purple. Okay, got it. Blue, 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 yellow, yellow, purple. Blue, 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 yellow, 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 purple. Woo! We need one more. Yellow, purple, darn it. Come on, yellow, purple, yellow, purple, yellow, purple. Purple, yellow, yellow. No, no, purple, purple, yellow, purple. No! Purple, purple, yellow. No! This is hard. This is very, very hard. Purple, purple, yellow, purple, yellow, purple. Got it. Good. We got the big hit. It's not quite resetting correctly. Ooh, and that's a fun problem. Then that's almost making it easier for the player. Yeah, I mean, this is feeling pretty nice. I'm not going to lie. It does feel really nice. I am definitely darting my eyes all around the place, and that is still my major concern about this. But it feels really dynamic, and I kind of like the idea of having different shapes for different types of fights. I think that would be neat. Yeah. Okay. Could have later enemies that change the shape mid-round. Could be. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I mean, that was a prototype. Done. Good. That was a lot easier than I was expecting it to be, which is great. I like it when things are easier than I expect them to be. So we're going to push this. Prototype done. And then we're going to go back to main. We're going to make a new branch. UI prototype 2. And now we're going to move towards this one. Okay. UI prototype 2. Here we go. Hold on, I've got some Discord messages I need to figure out real quick. Oh, it's Tobuggus. Tobuggus is going live and has 2 announcements for it. That's fine. Tobuggus is great. We like Tobuggus. Tobuggus is great. Okay. My in-law is getting the kids, so I get to stick around for longer. Woo! You bet, Rubik's! Isn't that always a great feeling? It's like, listen, you love your kids to death, right? You do anything for them, but my goodness, like 20 minutes alone time is just like pure heaven. Okay, cool. Right, squiddly on. Cool. So that's all looking good. Do have those errors that are not actually errors. I don't know what's going on, but so now, what do we need to do next? In order to get this in this space, we're going to need to... I'm going to hack it. I'm going to do a very hacky version of this because... I want to. Because I don't want to go through and like redo it all really well unless I know it's actually going to be worth it, right? So we're going to shrink you in. We're going to move you into the middle. And then we're going to take our villain player, our villain entity here, and we're gonna just slide that over here. Come on. And then the player, we're gonna take your health block and slide it up here, and then we're gonna take powers. I'm so glad that is a no 2D now. Thank you so much once again. And then move all that just kind of like right there. And then the villain as well, the intention can go like in the middle here. Okay. Let's just see where that takes us, because we're moving a lot of stuff blindly. You know what? Not too bad. That could be way worse. Let's deal with that a little bit more. Move it over. And I guess we can go back to just the fight scene, right? So player, I think you can scooch your health block over a bit more. Fight scene. Villain, you can move your health block over a little bit more. And then we got to move the powers over a little bit. That'll be in the player scene. Energy bar and powers. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, let's try that out. And then we can maybe expand this down. And one problem that I'm seeing is how do we change the energy bar to look very different from the timer? And we have a lot covering this up now. There's a lot covering it up. And that is something that Cubis said was going to happen. And he's right. It's completely correct. Is it separate game or combat for some bigger game? Prosto, I'm not sure I follow. Okay. So for the villain, let's go back to our intention. And the value, we're going to shrink down a bunch. It's way too big. Let's take it to 12. So this is for the roguelike game that I'm making, Prosto, where you are a superhero, and you're going to be going through roguelike progression style fights, clicking on those dots to do kind of Helldivers-esque stratagem type sort of thing. So like in order to do a brawl, which will deal 1 damage, you have to click on a red, and a blue, and that does what you need. To block, it's a blue, and a red, right? So you take turns. The villain's going to attack for 4. He just did his attack for 4. And then once the fight is over, assuming that you win, you then progress into some downtime activities. Whereas a superhero, you know, you need to, like, go rescue Aunt May. You got to build up your relationships. You got to take care of your life. And then that will kind of feed into the next fight. Nights, the day ends, and then nighttime comes around when all the superhero stuff happens. And you go out and you go superhero again and go into another fight. And you repeat until the game is over. Polka dot based combat, yeah. So my wife did quite a lot of folk dance in college, and polka is one of her favorites. So it's a wild ride, polka, that's for sure. And polka dots, wow. My daughter loves her some polka dots. I am the superhero, says Thornity. Absolutely you are, Thornity. You are the superhero of your own story. Okay, this is looking and feeling way better. I'm not gonna lie. Sorry, just in general, not necessarily this UI over the other UI. It's just both of them are feeling way better than it used to be, and I'm really, really thrilled about that. What if, to kind of go into what this is supposed to be even more, we kind of take our player sprite and bring you up, and then our sprite we modulate a little bit to be how do we want to do this? What's the best way to, like, organize this? Bring you down, and then player needs to get dragged up. There we go. This does not look like a fair fight. Symbol container should be on top of everything else. Fight UI should be on top of everything else. So let's change your Z index. But you're not a, let's change it to be a 2D node. See, now I know things. Now I know things so I can do things. Fight UI, ordering. Z index up. And then we need to... Oh, shoot. Yeah, that's the problem, isn't it? Because these are not actually a part of the UI layer. Because of the way that it's structured. I mean, that's fine. We can just... let's try a new canvas layer. And in here, we'll just do Sprite 2D. And then I'm going to make this a viewport texture. Never mind. I thought I knew what a viewport texture was. I don't. We're going to make this a new No, we don't want a sprite 2D. What am I saying? We want a color rect. And then we're just going to make this pure black at like a low alpha. Now, we need to scale you up to be the full screen width. And then your color is like this. Oh, but if we do a canvas layer, yeah, we can't do a canvas layer. Yeah, even if we put the Fight UI on top, that's not really gonna work. Okay, take you out of the canvas layer. So then, theoretically, the Fight UI will be on top of this semi-transparent thing, but dang it, no. Okay. Is there a way I can do this quickly? Because I'm worried about moving nodes around. I'm worried that's going to break all sorts of pathways. Because what we're looking for is for this overlay block, this guy, to be on top of everything except for the Fight UI. So if I do that, and then 2. But see, then that completely wipes out the players. So what if we just take off the backgrounds for this? It's still gonna be covering up all these things, and I'm not convinced that the color rect is actually doing its thing. You know, we move that up and then reload it. Oh, it is. Oh, it was just kind of hard to tell. Let's try that. Okay, yeah. That is kind of what we're looking for. And then in Fight UI, we take our symbol container here. Wow, I made this a texture, huh? Okay. Let's do that. Play. Okay. So this is definitely bringing the focus more to the front. Oh, we can't click on things anymore. All right, take care, Prosto. Good to see you. Thanks for coming in and hanging out. It was good to see you in the other streams as well. Glad you're doing well. What if we kind of like... What if, in order to cheat this real quick, we just threw in the nodes into the Fight UI, and then I can order it manually. That's the quick way to do this. That's the quick way to do it. Okay. Once again, rapid prototyping, not really caring about making it all look super cute. Play. Okay. Not quite getting there. And we do have ads starting in just a second. So we're going to be right back. Don't go anywhere. we're making some good progress on these UI prototypes. I think we're getting there, and then we'll be able to bounce between the two and kind of see how we like them. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Okay, let's dive back into this prototyping. We're making some progress here. I'm very happy about this. It's feeling great. It feels good to make a lot of big visual progress on things, you know? Okay. Oh, somebody just one of my content followers that I follow, content creators I just followed, put up a video on torso tennis, which is awesome. Big congrats to Too Much Tomato. That's huge. Too Much Tomato. If you don't know Too Much Tomato, he is a fantastic streamer who streams usually in the early morning. But I think that's gonna go to the right channel. I hope so. Yeah, there we go. Does really cool, really neat guy, very active in the local community where he's at, and does all sorts of cool stuff. He just is making a roguelike game about tennis, which may sound very boring if you're like me, but the hook is you are genetically modifying your body with all these different bits and bobs and pieces. So like you may have banana legs and like a bear arm and six-pack torso, and it's wild. It's really cool. Too Much Tomato does a lot of really, really cool work, and he deserves to have a little bit more attention. Okay, so if we then take this color rect out of there and bring it into our Fight UI, we can order stuff around and make it better. So we'll do our throw these in front of the color rect. Why is that not? Huh. Because color rect isn't in a canvas layer, so it shouldn't. Oh, because of the Z index was changed. Right. Okay. So let's try that. Okay. So everything is in the shadow now. Throw a timer bar up. So that should fix that. Let's get all of you guys order up. Z-index down? What if we move the Z-index down? So we come into here, and Fight UI should be on top of everything else. We turn all this off. Okay, let's try that again. See where this takes us. Okay, so that's on top. That's kind of weird. Squish that back out. Oh dear. Where's your scale property? We're just gonna reset that. Okay. What's interesting is that this is like going on top of these, but not this one. Why would that be the case? It's going on top of all the UI instead of, well, not even all the UI. It's going on top of almost all the UI, but not that one. What is happening with this text? Oh my. In fact, it looks like the UI is getting put behind the symbol container even. See that difference right there? That's kind of weird. So why is that? Oh, I gotta get this green screen fixed, man. So if we get rid of the color rect, is it still gonna be doing that weird behavior? It is doing that weird behavior. Okay. So the problem may not be the color rect, it may be the symbol container. Do we have your Z index set? All right, let's try that out. Still not working. I mean, it's better, but yeah, the symbol container is definitely still on top of things, which is weird because that's not the way that it's being rendered here. So is it a rendering problem, or is it a like if I set this to like negative? Whoa, code rad. Hello. Welcome in. How was your stream? Feel free to raid and run, but it's so good. Okay, so what is a Z-Index thing? Okay, what the heck? What's going on? Welcome on in, everyone. It's so good to have you here. While you're typing that, feel free to raid and run as well, by the way. It's so good to have your tablet pencil. Hello, welcome in. Good to see ya. That was a lot of rad hanging out with you. I had yet to visit your stream, so I was thrilled when Foolbox raided in. That was awesome. Thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. Code Rad, while you're doing the customary message, whatever that may be, we are a charitable enterprise devoted to helping people enter the games industry. So I'm streaming me building this game right now, learning. I just started learning game dev back in November. I have 10 years as a product and UX designer, but very little programming experience. So this is me kind of learning everything and trying to put it into practice. As well, we're hosting game jams quarterly with corporate sponsors that are providing the prize money. We have some very exciting news that's going to be coming out for our next game jam soon. It's going to be starting in July. Don't you worry, we're going to avoid Pirate Software's game jam like the plague. It's not going to be happening. And so welcome on in. If that sounds like a good ride to you, feel free to follow, subscribe, whatever it is on whatever platform you are, because we are on YouTube as well. So it's great to have you all here. Is that a fighting game? So this is, let me talk about the game we're making. This is a, like Helldivers with the stratagems and stuff. Oh dear, that is just not working. Helldivers with the stratagems where you have to like do up, down, left, right, and then you'll call in an aerial strike, right? So the idea here is it is a superhero-themed roguelike with that kind of as the core mechanic. Tablet pencil. So I'm breaking things because I'm prototyping out some different UI stuff. But the idea is you can see behind all these dots here the different kind of powers you have available to you, and you click the dots in the right order in order to do the effects. You're going to go back and forth taking turns, and if you win the fight, then congratulations, you get to go into your downtime activity, whereas a superhero, you then have to like manage your personal life, go to work, rescue Aunt May, train your powers, do all that sort of stuff. And that will feed into the next fight, and so on and so on, and that will be kind of a run until you beat the arch nemesis. So we're trying to focus on what does the core fighting experience look like. We're trying to polish that up as much as we can. We got a bunch of different ideas for how to kind of shift the UI and make it a different experience. So we're prototyping out a bunch of different ideas right now. I shouldn't say a bunch. We're prototyping 2 different ideas to kind of explore how do they feel, what do we like, what do we not like, and kind of go from there. So one thing that we're seeing is this shape, this really dynamic slant shape that the dots are all bouncing around off of. One thing that we decided we really want based off of that test is it would be really cool to have different shape boundaries for different fights. And we're kind of like Peglin, right? What's stopping you from spam clicking the balls? The fact that if you break the combo, then it resets, right? So if I click, just everything, I'm never going to really turn on a power, right? I can do red, red, blue to do a power, but if I do red, red, yellow, purple, purple, blue, I'm not going to be actually doing anything to affect the fight. Gonna grab some dinner. Be back in like 30. No worries. Thanks so much, Code Rad. Thank you everyone else for hanging out. It's so good to have you all here. Welcome in. By the way, if you are building anything, I want to hear about it. I have a spreadsheet that I keep everyone's information in who stops into the channel because I am deeply invested in helping everyone succeed as much as I can. And I want to share with everyone, but my memory sucks. So please let me know. Tablet pencil, I'm adding in your wizard stratagem game. I don't know what, it's being built in Godot, right? And I also don't know what its name is. Feel free to fill me in on the details. Game looks neat. Thank you, Cube Miser. Team LDM, I'm pretty sure you were wearing a fez. Oh! It's right there. It's right there. It kept falling off, so I wedged it in. How many hats do I have? Undisclosed. Ragana is the name. Okay, cool. Thank you. I'm putting that down in the sheet. You are recorded. On page 4. You're on line 56. Oh dear. Rubik's. You're developing a game as well, Cube. Awesome. I want to know. When did you upgrade to a spreadsheet from Post-it notes? Fortunes, that was ages ago, my friend. That was a long time ago. Oh, we got rid of the post-it notes. We became a big boy stream a long time ago. Oh, shoot. Okay. Here we go. There we go. All right. And then we'll get this little guy down. And then, hold on. Let me actually orient him correctly. There we go. There we go. Can we make that out? Really? Stand up. Aha! There's the correct orientation. There we go. So do that. Good. The Cube Miser. Very early in depth since I'm learning Godot and GD script still and have to figure out all the different ways to work with each system. Very cool. Yeah, I'm in the same boat. Need to be more active to keep up with the changes. You do, Fortunes. No, you're plenty active. Plenty active. For those who are new to the stream, Fortune's Favorite was actually our very first sponsor for our very first game jam through Riverwolf Games. Very, always will be very grateful to Fortunes for kicking that off. And we have run out of hats, so now we ascend the crown. Okay. Everything's fine. Does the NSA know about your possibly illegal number of hats? I don't remember if I showed you my game last time, Manly Minds. You did not. I did see it in, was that Foolbox's channel that I saw that in? And you were talking about the gorilla enemy? Manly Minds. Would you mind sharing the Steam link so I can get that in the spreadsheet as well? Silly horror game a la Lethal Company. Is that a fair bodybuilding experience? I don't know. How do you describe that? Silly horror bodybuilding experience with cave gorillas. Very fair assessment. Very cool. Thank you for sharing that. Hold on. Let's bring this up in the browser here. I cannot rotate my head at all when the Witch King of Nazgul comes to visit. The Witch King of Nazgul. When the Witch King of hold on. There we go. Okay. Oh, that's right. And you don't have a trailer up yet. But yeah, there you go. I love that. I heard Fortune is a legend in hearts of people, but I know from experience. There you go, Rubik's. There you go. Doing an 8/16-bit Dragon Quest style RPG. Very cool. So JRPG. That's awesome. That's very cool, Cube. Thank you for sharing. What made you want to build that? Because I feel like a lot of people, when they build a JRPG style game, they just go to RPG Maker instead of Godot or something. So I'm curious kind of what your journey has been. Oh yeah, Osu, someone shared this the other day as inspiration possibly for Overload, and I definitely need to do that. Figure out what systems are working in Osu, and then how do we kind of bring that into Overload. Okay. So, some problems here are, we have the symbol container and stuff is spawning up here, and that's super frustrating because you can't click on it because of the UI. So let's bring this down. Tom! I'm free. Thank you, Tom. Once the Witch King comes out, it's usually not too long before someone takes pity on me and gets rid of all the hats. What if we brought this down and then expanded this out? How would that kind of feel? Started with RPG Maker with a much bigger idea and both discovered some limitations that would force me into learning plugin design. Also just wanted to pare things down to something I could do. There you go. Get rid of that. So this kind of squishes everything. Oh, wait, hold on. We're not actually seeing the game yet. Let me bring it over. So this is squishing things pretty heavily. And obviously there's a lot of weirdness with the spawning because it's not meant to spawn this way. There we go. There are the dots. And they are, ignore all that stuff and the stuff that's falling out. We deal with that. I think it's just squishing it too much. But you need that much space in order to, read a lot of this, I feel. Can we, like, squish things a little bit more? Like, if we, went into our, villain node here, grab this, and just kind of scrunched it in a bunch. Same thing with the player. Where are you? There you are. So we can scrunch you up, and then that will let us move the energy bar and the powers up. Is that going to be enough? Is that going to be enough extra space? Both discovered some limitations that would force me into learning plugins. Right, yeah. I also just wanted to pare things down to something I could do. Sure, I hear that, Cube. I hear that for realsies. Probably be either doing it art in A-Sprite and or buying content packs. Very cool. So while making a small JRPG is still going to require a lot of system building, I'll get more experience with which to do something more complicated later. Sure, yeah. So this is something you envision kind of doing for a little bit longer. This isn't just like I have my dream game, my dream JRPG I really want to make. Following my D&D parties exploits or something, and that's all I want to do. I want to build that. You're looking at game development as at least a considerable hobby for the future. Okay, let's go back to our player, because clearly that's broken. Scale this back up a wee smidge, and then go to our player. Let's see. Okay, no, that actually is on top of things. Energy bar and powers, bring you down just a little bit. Let's test this out. Just want to see if I get these kind of more or less accurate. Okay, I mean, it's super ugly and gross, but like the proportions are right. That's all I'm caring about right now. Symbol container. We're going to bring you up a little bit higher. Feeling better? Oh man, I don't like it as much. I don't like this. Let me go back to our other branch. We're gonna push this up first. Buggy prototype made. Hurrah! Commit. Push. Then we can go back to UI prototype 1 and wait, hold on. What are we doing here? Prototype 1 isn't pushed yet. Okay, we're gonna push, and then we're going to pull. Let me close Godot actually. And then we'll reload it just in case. I tried building a sprite and failed, so have now resorted to making stuff in Photoshop. Not fun. Yeah, building a sprite was like, people sent me like, oh look, there's tutorials. Look how easy it is. And I was like, listen, even following this tutorial, I'm not making any sense of this. This makes no garbage sense. I have a rough story outline for something more grand in the future in the same genre. Okay, sorry, one second. It's my turn with the kid. I'm back. All right. Let's see. I have a rough story outline for something more grand in the future in the same genre, but want to build up my technical skills. Very nice. It's a good idea. A lot of people jump into game dev and think I'm going to make my dream game, and that's a bad idea because you're never as bad at game dev as you are right now. Is that really when you want to try, like, building the thing you're so passionate about? All right, take care, Cube Miser. Queen Anne, hello, welcome in, good to see you. Yeah, we're trying to get a bit of an earlier start, sometimes here. I can't promise it all the time, but on the occasions when I can, I want to be getting some more stream hours in. What's the kiddo's name? Slagathor the Everwinged? No, we're not disclosing names on stream for their privacy. Oh goodness. I'll give you a hint that he shares my first name somewhere in his name, and also is named after a Lord of the Rings character. My wife keeps asking if I want a fourth child. I say nope. She said that's not fair. Why is it all up to you? I said it's not. It's a group decision that needs to be unanimous, and one of us says no. Not sure which one, but I'll investigate. Oh dear. All right, see you later, Karazes. Thanks for hanging out. Good to have you. Okay. Should we try standing? Maybe we should try standing. Joe Jr. it is. There you go. Okay. All right. So let's see. Did this pull things in correctly from GitHub? Do I know how to get? Yes, I do. Great. Yeah, I still think that the relative merits of both of these things are true, but the thing that surprised me is how impactful losing so much screen real estate up top really mattered. That's rough. Maybe the offspring has good at UI ideas. Bottles, nipples everywhere. His ideas are very not safe for work. I'm never gonna listen to this guy on the stream. So this feels pretty good to me, and I do like this. The question is the powers. How do we, and like, I'd love to still have a way to have things up top. JD Dev with the shout out. Big shout out to JD Dev. JD Dev is great. What do we do here? I'd love to have the UI be close to each other. That is the advantage of the other thing. Like, all the UI is centrally located. You can just look wherever you need to look, and it's there. I also like having the powers up here because that's where at least my eye is always drawn to. I'm always trying to see like what new dots are coming up. Whereas here I'm down here, it draws my eye down here, so I start trying to click down here, and it makes it a lot harder on the player. Whereas if these were up here somehow, like, your eye would be drawn upwards, and you'd be getting, your first inclination would be towards dots that have longer to fall, and so it's a little bit easier of an experience. I'm gonna snooze the ads because I did just take a little bit of a break to grab the kid. Oh, man. This is like the worst possible outcome for me of doing this prototyping. Is like, I really like both of them. How do we fix that cursed problem? For me, the dots coming up behind the powers really distracts from the readability. Yeah, I completely agree, Queen Anne. 100%. 100%. And especially if we're gonna have dots coming in from different directions and different, different shape levels going on. I think having them under the timer would be best. As you said, it kind of helps follow what you need. It does, but that gets us to the problem where just like, you can't click on dots until they're all the way down here, and it's just really squished, and it feels really bad. And I think if we decreased the speed, it would kind of ruin the gimmick, right? I don't think this would be a fun game where like physics are mattering if we aren't moving things quickly, you know? So what if, I mean, let's play around with some stuff real quick. First off, bring this down so we can actually see stuff. Let's go to our powers, and then what if we just kind of reoriented everything to be vertical like it was? I'm not really caring about it looking too pretty right now, he says as he futzes around with alignment. Okay, and then we go back to our player scene, and then we can move these guys around. Might feel bad initially, but I suspect having either the very top of the screen or the very bottom of the screen not part of the dots realm might be worth looking into. If you have the top of the screen be the powers, then you can always start spawning the dots just under the powers rather than at the so okay, so Queen Anne, we did explore that like just before you came in. Let me push this up and we'll go back to that branch. Playing with other UI orientations. Commit, push. And then we will go to prototype 2, and then we will pull prototype 2. Okay, reload. Play. So this is what we're kind of left with. And ignore the spawning up here. This just feels bad to me. Sorry, let me reload the project. Team LDM, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate you. How you doing today? We've been talking. Muscle miners. Gorilla caves. Yeah. You're welcome to say something again. Thanks for the follow. Gotta run. Good luck with the UI dev and the rest of the stream. Thanks so much, team. Good to see ya. Good meeting you today. Let me expand this out. Once again, I still really wish Godot would have like a remembered size for things. Where are the powers? Interesting. They are not what they were. Pull. Yeah, I don't want that. Interesting. Okay, well, darn. I guess there's more than one way to do this. Bring you all up. Okay. Once again, I know that's ugly. It's fine. Powers, where are you? Powers go right there. So like if we do this, right? There we go. Now we can see it. This space just feels rough to me, and I can't really explain why. I don't know. Maybe if we like refine it a little bit. Maybe if we take the prototype beyond just a quick sort of napkin sketch, maybe it'll feel better. And like we actually affect the spawning behavior and everything. Symbol container. So Y is... Oh, we have ads. We'll be right back. We'll keep on fiddling around with the prototype in just a second. Be right back. Okay, welcome back. Welcome back, welcome back. Let's keep working on this. So let's set this to 0. Where is that going to get us? I'm assuming we're going to have a bunch of dots spawning. Yeah. So let's check our ruler. How high are we? What? 148, so we'll go up like one. There we go. Negative 90. We're gonna have stuff spawning, yeah, kind of near the top. And we can't click on them, which is strange. Because, like, even the animations and the effects are all still working. That's kind of weird. And also, sometimes the timer is not exact. We'll deal with that in a minute. Also, were they falling through our area 2D here? No. Yeah, they're doing just fine. Okay. Okay. It's a lot of balls. We still don't got nothing on Full Box, but you know, we're getting there. What if we did another color rect? Kind of scaled it up to here. And this one was fully opaque. Is that going to hide our spawning better? No, because the symbol container is Z-indexed? Is this symbol container Z-indexed? No, it's not. Okay. Weird. Stability, no, ordering. Okay. And the symbol container, go away, Z. That, maybe? Okay. There we go. So now we can make the balls spawn a little bit higher. 100 is probably not going to be enough. Oh, actually it is. Lovely. Okay. Our UIs are gone, but that's okay. It's okay. So we go back to here. We can. Oh, that Z-index is just 0. Interesting. Change that to -1. Add some velocity to starting balls. Yes, we should. We definitely should. Why? What happens if we set this like way far down? This -10. This is terrible practice, but I'm kind of just curious what's going to happen. 100. Yeah, still. Huh. Oh, there we go. Now it's working. Okay. Then we have this guy, which we will change to be lower than -10. Play. Oh, but see, now it's on top of it. -5. we go. We found the right mixture. It's weird that we can't click on things still, but whatever. And now these guys are in front of everything too. We'll figure it out. What I'm going for is, does this feel like enough? Does this feel like enough space if we just kind of block off this whole section up here? Maybe. Maybe it does. For some reason, like that second turn tends to just kind of break. We're gonna spawn anything? No. Okay. Can we condense it more? Yes. Yes, we can. We can condense our, like, energy bar. If we scale this up, it does not need to be quite so large. Okay, let's go ahead and do that change, and let's add the velocity into our spawner, because I would like that. Symbol container, and then we're going to symbol create dot velocity dot y equals 10. Can I just do that? Yeah. No. Do we have to like add force or something? Or add velocity to rigid body? Oh, you could just do it in the inspector. Really? Well, I mean, we can, let's take a look at that. Scenes. We're not looking at characters, looking at symbols. We're wanting the symbol parent. Symbol parent. Constant forces. Is it constant forces? Is that what we're looking for? What happens if we set this to 100? Are we gonna see stuff zooming? All right. Welcome back in, Queen Anne. Good to see ya. Okay, so no, they're not zooming. Although now that I've maybe hit enter, you can never really tell with the inspector if something is like applied or not. Oh, good. Okay, it is applying. Well, there you go. Let's take it down to what? 10? And the turn. And the turn again. Let's up that up. Let's increase that a little bit. Let's say 50. Oh wait, hold on. Let's enter. There we go. Set constant force. I saw that in the console. Ooh, that may be a little too much. Not a lot too much, just a little too much. And it may not even be too much if we, like, clamped how much, you know, if we clamped the velocity. Because down here, they're getting pretty fast. This is feeling a little bit better. We'll probably want to do that clamp later on, but this is feeling better. Yeah, and then this, for some reason, is just not turning on. It's really weird. Okay. Okay. So, is this feeling good? Maybe it's good enough. We've condensed this a good amount. We could probably even bring in that black bar a good amount more. I could bring that, scrunch that up. Yeah, maybe that works. Maybe that works. Maybe that's good enough. Bring that in line with the health bars and everything. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm convinced. In fact, I think we can even scale this in a bit. Oops. Oh, different zoom levels for the numerical keys. That's neat. Didn't know that one. Symbol container. Let's shrink you in a bit. Kind of see how that feels. And we'll move our borders over. Let's try that. I think that's kind of good enough, you know? Like I think that will do the trick. Extend it up a smidge and then go back into our script and move our spawner up again. Take it back up to 150 where it was before. Quite considers that vertical gravity will lead to a bit of dead space below the right. Yes, yeah, right over here, right? Good to see you as well, Cubus. Welcome in. I think we can combine the two ideas. I think that's where I'm landing with this prototyping. So I think that means it's time to actually start building this out correctly, because we've got it really hacky right now. Would you consider a slanted gravity vector? I think I can imagine what you're saying. Making the orbs more bouncy. When you say a slanted gravity vector, are you saying like applying some sort of, you know, directional thrust along with it? Could. It's not a bad idea. Let's check that out. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. It's a really good idea. Nice. Nice. I like it. Project settings, search gravity. So I don't know that I want to do it like at the project setting level, because one thing we talked about, I don't know when you joined in, Cubus, but one thing we were talking about is like if we do this, then we could have different like stage layouts, right? Where like this one is this slant and another one could be a circle and things are coming in from all over the place. It could be You know, there's like an arc and stuff is getting shot into itself and falling out and all that sort of stuff. If you want to stay local, you can use Area 2D with gravity overrides. Oh, interesting. Yeah, very interesting for abilities. Okay. So yeah, I do think that we want to stay local so that we can modify things as appropriate. So what's with this Area 2D? What's going on here? Our collision shape. What? No, just one. What? Is my circle not a circle? This is madness. 1.96. There we go. Okay. I really like seeing the dots bounce against the slat. Personally, it's a good touch. Yeah, and that's why I think we need stuff in here to kind of be causing a little bit of chaos to start off with, you know? Because I think seeing that randomness of everything kind of bouncing off of each other is kind of like watching a campfire, you know? It's going to be this just kind of like, ooh, I like looking at this because our eyes can't predict the movement, so our brain isn't going to, like, try and mentally shortcut and not pay attention to it. A little bit of chaos, I think, would go a long way for that. Love to play this with a drawing pad. Yeah, tablet, for real. I've thought a lot about how, you know, maybe porting this over to mobile at some point. I'm thinking of adding obstacles in the middle like a peggleboard. Yes. So that is one of the abilities of this one enemy that we have right now is he puts a little, like, gray peg in the middle that messes with things. So, like if we do it's symbol bounce peg. Bring that out. We can, like, put that right here. And that's what this guy is supposed to be throwing in the board is this stuff, right? To be kind of causing problems for them. Make it kind of harder to, oh shoot, you know, just make it a little more wild, a little more random. Okay. I think this is it. I think it's the combo of the two ideas. I think we do both this and this. Cool. I like that. That's great. This is why prototyping is awesome. It's also why, like, having people with different ideas is awesome, because I probably wouldn't have gotten to the slant shape idea without everyone's discussion yesterday. So thank you. If it's not too much to ask, please tell me your deepest, darkest secrets and tell me what plugin you use for the little cube people on the bottom. These fine folks. There, over there. That's just stream avatars. It's what most streamers tend to use that, like, haven't built their own thing, you know? Not all of us can be Foolbox and Connie Dev. But yeah, it's just a game, quote unquote, on Steam you can buy. It's like $20 or less, called Stream Avatars. Yeah, I think that really helps with uniqueness per fight and dynamism. I agree, Queen Anne. Yeah, I agree. It's super easy though. So, yeah, Fortune's another person who's made their own overlay. Yeah, for those of us who are not programmers and have not gotten to that point yet, and you want a quick solution, Stream Avatars. Someday I do plan on replacing it with our own custom stuff, and I do want to build a Godot overlay. I really do, but I just haven't been able to get to it yet. We're going the bunch of ability orbs triggering the hat attacks against Joseph. There you go. Oh shoot, funny. Okay, so we need to get rid of these two. And then in the fight scene, we turn all these back on. And this is going to mess with our layers and everything. We're going to have to fix it all. Still can't click on symbols, though. I was hoping that would make it so I could click on the stuff again. Twitcher is the Godot add-on that Connie built for anyone interested in making their own overlay. Yes. You can also look up Twitcher. Yeah, if you want to build it, absolutely. I think I Am a Merlin as well has been doing a lot of overlay work. He's been making like this weird, bizarre like tower defense thing where you load up corn and potatoes into a big cannon and then launch them at a big picture of Jeff Bezos. So maybe a tough mechanic, maybe too tough, would be neat if you have an enemy who is slowly closing the dot field. That is interesting, and I don't think that would actually be all that hard to implement. It would just be a matter of like tweening the size of the thing, and adjusting the position of the. I mean, yeah, if we would just tween the size of the whole node, parent node of the field and the borders. I don't think that would be very hard. It'd be kind of cool, like the walls like closing in on you in the trash compactor, right? Or it's like game toughness. It could, because once it gets small enough, you would get fewer and fewer orbs spawning in, right? And so you'd have less opportunities to click on things, but it could also provide focus and remove distractions. So it's, I don't know, it's something to consider. I could see it working. Okay. This is great. What a wonderfully productive stream this has been. This has been awesome. Grateful for all of you hanging out. This is so great. I love this. Appreciate all of you and your thoughts. It's just magnificent. Okay, so we're gonna take the villain health block, and we're gonna remove it. Oh man, this is gonna be such a pain because we're gonna have to relink everything across things now. Is that worth doing? I'm wondering if we just kick this out and put it into... Put you right there. Let's kind of play around with some stuff. Let's see how it goes. Huh. Interesting. Okay. Villain health block. Are you now completely broken? Where are your overrides? Oh, hey, little guy. Hi. Yeah, you waking up a little bit? Yeah, we now have a bunch of stuff that's broken. We'll get to that in a minute. You, and you, I'll get cut out and put into the fight UI. Hold on. Hey. Okay. Grab our player health block. Bring you down. Let's fix your scaling. Whomp. There we go. Sorry, Queen Anne. Automod is a little overzealous. Glad you appreciate our thoughts because I don't normally shut up about them. That's great. That's good. That's good. I mean, that's... When I was a product designer, I was always so jealous of game developers because it's like, do you know how much free usability testing you get to have? Instead of trying to convince like insurance specialists or physicians or something to come in and test something, like you just get people doing it for free and you can just evaluate. Like it's so, it's such a big deal. So I, you know, even just from a professional standpoint, outside of community and everything, like that's how you get success as a designer. It's by being with people and observing their thoughts and reactions to things. So this is fantastic. All right. Guess I said something that would be rude in most other contexts. I don't think you said anything rude at all. Okay. Cool. So we've got this. Let's see about hooking up our stuff here again. This is our problem, is we have the HP label and the HP progress, all that sort of stuff. All of that in the script is going to have to get moved to Fight UI. That's in the actor right now, which was neat because then it would just kind of be there. So we're going to have two different things each. Yeah, we're going to have to move all of that out and into Fight UI. I don't think there's two ways around it. I think that's the only way this is going to work. So bring that in. And it makes sense because it is the UI. It's controlling the UI now. So that's good. That's better separation of concerns. Oh, we have ads starting in just a second. Okay. We got ads. This guy's getting a little fussy. I'm going to go get him some milk. And then we'll jump back into, I guess we're in refactoring mode. Building out this new UI. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Thanks so much for all of you hanging out. It's been such a joy, such a pleasure. Be right back. Okay, welcome back, welcome back. Oh, come on, I fixed the camera before I swapped over. How dare you, OBS? How very dare you? Okay, so we're getting stuff moved over, and we've got all of this stuff now that is in the fight UI. It's in the UI. So now, when we go to our fight UI, we can attach these. Oh, and you know what? We're going to need a double of this. We're going to need player. Here, player here, player here, and then player here, player here, player here. Oh my goodness. So much. And then player here. So we're going to do that, and then we're going to do all the same stuff for the villain. So we're going to do a search and replace. So player. And then we're going to control R with villain. Selection only, replace. Hey, what? What? Did it get deselected? Was that our problem? Replace all. There we go. Awesome. Okay. So there's that. Let's go ahead and attach these now. So we got player, HP label right there. Player HP progress bar. Oh, you know what? This is a good time to refactor it. We don't need... there was something I realized we had a duplicate of that we don't actually need. I think it's the progress bar max and current, right? I think it just takes care of itself. Right? It's been a minute since I've played around with progress bars, but I think we can just have one. I don't think we need one for both the beginning and the end. If I'm remembering correctly. I hope so. Okay. Save. Progress bar for the player. Starting the search automatically selects the next find, so your original large selection disappears. Got it. Thank you, Cubus. Appreciate it. I figured it was probably something like that, but I didn't know what the actual behavior was, so thank you. Villain HP label, villain HP progress bar, and then villain block label. There we go. Okay. And like, that's not gonna be enough, right? Like, that's not gonna... My brain is not working. It's not understanding exactly why that is totally not gonna work. But I know it's totally not gonna work. Okay. Extends actor in the player GUI. Ah, okay. Okay. Ooh, that's not good, because we're referencing hit points here. So there needs to be, like, something more global. Like, player... Like, some sort of auto-loaded player stat information. And we're going to need the same thing for the villain. So that we can reference that both in the fight scene... both in the fight UI and in the player and the villain scripts. So if we do that, if we move that out to a player, I think this is where we need to start learning about resources, right? I think this is where Foolbox would come in and just type in all caps, resources! Custom resources, a Godot workflow game changer. Resources in Godot are amazing. All right. What are resources? Let's go to this YouTube. Let me skip past the ads here. We'll turn off our lo-fi beats. We'll move back to the browser. Let's learn together. I'm going to throw this link in the chat so you can all know exactly which tutorial we are putting on.
Hello guys, this is the Polyglot Programmer, and today we're going to talk about what are resources in the Godot engine. So let's start by defining what are resources.
Get out your pitchforks. He said Godot instead of Goodly Doodly. How dare he?
Resources are nothing more but data containers, right? So what does...
In short, custom resources are just the same as the scripts you've been making, just extends resource at the top, and they are not nodes. Okay, sure. I mean, so like, it seems kind of like structs in GameMaker, and you know, it's this third-party resource that can be referenced and such, right? All right, guy. All right. Was that enough sustenance for you? Where's your pacifier? Oh no. Oh no. If you reference a resource by a path saved to a file, it is a singleton. And that's another thing I need to learn is like, what exactly is a singleton? Because, oh boy, I'm really fuzzy on that definition.
What does that mean? Means that they actually don't do anything by themselves. Right? So for example, you would never call a function or a method from a resource script that we're going to learn how to define those.
Okay, so there's no script, functions, there's no methods, it's just holding data.
Without actually first creating an actual resource based on that script. And that can be a bit confusing, but we're going to get into it and you guys are going to know a little bit more about that, right? So let's...
Zaft, yeah, The amount of programming background I have is very small. I took a couple of programming courses in college. That's it. Everything else has been learned on the job, so to speak, since November.
Also talk about some examples of built-in...
Oops. Sorry, 1 second. Got a phone call. Okay, there's a pocket dial. A resource can have functions, just as you can pass nodes around and access their properties and methods. You can do the same with resources, just that they don't live in the tree. You have to hold them in a variable / save them to disk. Oops, drop the kid happens. Okay, so a resource can have functions. They can have methods and such.
Resources, right? So built-in resources in the engine, right? So for example, you have a lot of the things that you guys are already working with in the engine is considered a resource. So we have texture, you have a script. A script is a resource, right? You have a mesh, you have an animation, you have an audio stream, right? You have a font, anything basically. And most importantly, and one thing that people don't really realize that are actually resources is a packed scene. So you've probably seen something like this, right? So when you define a resource, like so you want to, for example, you have like an export, var.
No one's talking about it.
Whatever, next scene, and this is a type packed.
All right, well, if that's maybe not the best example, let's go here.
At Fiverr, we offer 3D rendering services.
I have no need for 3D rendering services. Please go away.
Resources in Godot are amazing. Resources are the powerhouse of Godot. Nodes get a lot of love and focus in Godot, and for a good reason. Most of the engine's features rely on nodes, but nodes don't do anything on their own. Nodes use data contained in resources to provide functionality. Resources are data containers, and they hold a huge number of different kinds of data. It could be an image, a script, animations, any property that you can export on a node, like strings, integers, or vectors, can be exported on a resource. And on top of all this, you can create your own resources as well. All you have to do is create a script, have it extend resource, and give it a name. Then, once you have defined the parameters, you can add it to any script you want and have it access that defined data. After that, you can go back to the editor, right-click on a folder, choose New Resource, then type the name of your resource in the box. Give it a name, and hit Save. Then, you can give each field a value. And that's it. You've created a custom resource. But
okay, that sounds rad. That sounds super crazy nice. This kid's gonna babble about nodes in kindergarten. Oh, like long before kindergarten. Are you kidding, tablet? Way before kindergarten.
you access it. To do this, you can create an export variable in your script of the name of a resource, or it could just be of type resource. Then drag the resource to that export field, and that script will now have access to that data. Sounds great, but what value could this have for your game? Well, depending on what you're working on, there might be a ton of data for you to store. If it's an RPG, you have weapons, stats, enemies, and drop rates. All these could be resources that you could create and customize for each situation, so you don't have to redefine them all the time. These things can also be a CSV or JSON file as well, or some other database. Using a resource can give you amazing utility, and they don't need to be passed in like other data structures. They also inherit object and resources, which means they can do a lot more than just hold data. They can also define methods and signals. For me, I'm working on my FPS template and updating it for Godot 4. It's already available, by the way, and can be downloaded over on my website, chefgames.com. In my old template, I had used classes and tried to create a node that could be used for both the physical weapons you could pick up and the weapons you could hold. The idea being one object, less work. But as a lot of you pointed out, this effectively locked me out of ever being able to add a character rig into the template. Not to mention, this actually created a lot of work to change weapons. For Godot 4, I opted to switch to using resources because at the end of the day, my weapons are just data. And the only thing I really need to know is what animations to use or which weapon I have active. And the results show I've been able to effectively switch rigs on this template in 10 minutes or less. It would have been even faster if I didn't have to fiddle with the LOD bias after I imported my rig. Not sure what's going wrong there. It really is as simple as creating a new weapon resource, defining the animations, the ammo, and some other parameters, and assigning the animation player. There are other things to be done after swapping the rig, like adding the rigid body version of the weapon after it's dropped, but this is really an upgrade from what I was working with before, which was a bit of a mess if I'm being completely honest. So all of these resources are just a list of different kinds of animations. The ammo, damage, basically any behavior that I need to know about, whether it's a hit scan weapon or a projectile. And the weapon manager, which is just a state machine, will query the current weapon for the animation to play, the ammo to reduce, what kind of weapon to drop if you press the drop button. So since it's all abstracted, swapping the rig is just a matter of bringing in a new model, creating a set of resources for each weapon, and assigning them to the weapon manager. Also, if you're looking for a tutorial on how to set this weapon manager up, make sure to like and subscribe because I'm currently working on my biggest series yet, on how to make this exact FPS weapon manager system. I'm really happy with how this turned out. It's exactly what I was going for with this asset. It's live right now on itch and also on my website, chefgames.com.
Okay, so this seems like a good thing to everyone. Okay, so I guess what I'm struggling to understand is we extend resource, yeah? Extend resource, and we have all this stuff.
To any script you want.
What does that really get us? We add a new resource file. Class name weapon resource. Because, like, theoretically, I can understand how this is really nice, like, for defining different enemies, right? Like, I can just say, have an enemy resource or a character resource that has all those central data types, you know, the block, the HP, and everything set up, and then modify that and have them inherit it and modify it based on what I need. Like, I get that. That's really cool. That covers main use 1 of resources, but there's main use 2. Okay. Should I look at the game changer one? Is that going to cover that? Man, those look like they'd be terrible. Yeesh.
Powerful feature in Godot. It can be easily created in the editor, save to disk, and store all sorts
You get a data container. Then you can export var stats, character stats. You get your preset block of stats. If player has resource player stats dot trez resource, I'm guessing, and UI also references player stats dot trez. Now the UI has access to player info. Okay, that's huge. That's exactly the problem that I was just discussing that led us down this path. Cool. Okay. Oh, you're such a smiley baby. I wish I could show the stream how smiley you are, because you're just the smiliest baby. Okay. Text resource. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so if we... Tablet, are you having your mind blown? Trace equals 3. Okay, so... What are our steps here? We make a new... What? A new script? Hey. Hi. Should we make a new, like, geez, this is my problem, is I don't quite understand how resources super exist and function yet. So create a new resource. So we need like a new, oh, guy. He's going through teething right now, and so he's just like, he's struggling. He's having a rough time. Script. Actor resource. You have two parts. The definition, which is a normal GD script with a class name. Okay. Tablet. Okay. There you go. Oh, okay. So a resource is a binary resource, and that, okay, so it's in binary. So a text resource is converting that from binary into plain text. Okay. Oh, guy. Do we need to go get some help on that teething? Should we try more milk? Thanks everyone for your patience while I try and help this little guy out. There we go. He just decided he was hungry again. Can the bow tie hold it? Maybe? So I can have at least one hand to do work? Maybe. Actor resource. Okay, so you are going to extend not node, but resource. And we are going to take all this stuff. We can actually get rid of all that. So I can theoretically cut that out. Throw it in our actor resource. Yeah. Same with SCN and TSCN, just different ways of saving the same data. Interesting. And I would imagine that mostly matters when it comes to like optimization and stuff, right? Would the pop filter be a good chewing material? I have an older brother too, and watch those goblins grow up chewing anything and everything they could get their hands on. That's hilarious. Okay. So it's saying node export is only supported in node-derived classes, but the current class inherits resource. Okay. Hey, guy. So you don't put nodes and resources. Your scenes consume resources to interact with the nodes. Okay, so we would have the node export, right? The export HP label as label, and then we would assign it to HP from the resource. Is that right? Because, like, we can define that in the individuals. That's not going to be a huge deal. In the right direction. Okay, we're getting there. We're getting closer. We're learning. We're figuring some things out. Oh, shoot. Okay. All right. We all good? Have we decided we're done? Okay. Can the pacifier sub? And then just kind of like hang? Maybe. Yeah. Maybe. Okay. So if we bring these out back to... Ooh. Good burps. Back to Fight UI. Oh, but this is gonna need a player and a villain version, right? Player underscore, and then, hey, you're good. And then in our actor resource, we still need the block label out. Okay. Can you make it 5 more minutes until the next ad, little one? Can you make it just 5 more minutes? And then copy all that, and then we do have the villain side of this. Replace. There we go. Okay. I know, you're so tired. You got those sleepy eyes. You got those sleepy, weepy eyes. Okay. Great. Okay. I gotta head out for just a quick second. Gotta get him some medicine. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. We'll run some ads, and so we have a longer time without ads after. Okay. Maybe. Hold on. Before we transition back, hold on. Okay, I think we're good. If everyone agrees to be really quiet, I think we're gonna be okay. Just everyone chill. Oh no. Tablet pencil. Yeah, I'm curious about that as well. Because I've kind of started to get the feeling the more that I'm in Godot, the more that I kind of get the feeling that like node references are not super great, especially considering how hard it is to refactor that if you have to move anything around. That's kind of been my impression so far. Okay. So we have our actor resource, which has our HP and our HP max. We also need export sprite. So we need a sprite. Huh? We need a There's a way to do this. There's a way to. How do we do this? There are exceptions for everything. Yeah. Not the VFX, not the symbols. I guess we'll just do you. The dreaded it depends. Yeah. Okay, so if we've got that, the sprite, the what are all the things that we still need here? Also, did I just close that? Oops. Active resource. There we go. In the player, energy max. That's going to be unique to the player. Barricade Thorns and Speed Demon are pretty much deprecated at this point. Although it wouldn't be a bad idea to have like relics as a resource. Now that I'm thinking about it, if we end up doing relics, which we probably won't, but it would be good to have powers as a resource, because that's something that's going to need to be referenced by the player and the UI, I would imagine. Biggest reason to not do that method is if you plan on switching parentage or moving things around a lot. Yeah. Which I've been doing a lot of, Tablet, so learn from me. Observe how hard it is for me, and you will see. Damage? Yeah, that's not really a thing we could, because that's gonna be something that exists kind of exclusively in the power. We need to refactor that to not come from the player. It needs to come from its power. Boy, this is a big refactor. This is a real big refactor. Oh, shoot. But I can tell it's going to be way better. I can tell this is going to be a really, really big upgrade when we have this all built out. We'll probably want a resource for villains, which is like a sub of it. Let's go to our actor resource. So we also need a class name, right? Class name of actor. And then can we then... Ooh. Oh. All this stuff. I think we need to move all this stuff in. I think actorparent.gd is getting turned into actorresource.gd. But then, yeah, then we have this HP label and all stuff to figure out. I think we're going to... Yeah, this stuff I don't think is going to work. Yeah, it doesn't work on a node that isn't a node. Let's see. Since I have a UI component that wants one parent variable, can the parent pass it to the child instead? That's already much better. There we go. Okay. Okay. I'm assuming we can't do a ready in a resource, right? That seems kind of weird to me. Because then, like, how would inheritance work? Right? I think I'm going to comment all this stuff out, but, like, also we should probably, like, deal with it. Okay, so we have our resource, and then this is our resource script, and then we make a new folder for resources. Ready is from node. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so we have a new resource. Then we create a new resource from actor. And it is going to be actor.trez in the resources folder. And then we have this thing that, like, we don't open. Okay. So then we go to the villain. We go to where we want to bring this in. In fact, we could bring it into that actor, couldn't we? And then let me go back to our old video that we had. How do we include this?
Keep expecting this whole parent.
I've heard that if you want to go up the tree, use signals. If you want to go down the tree, use node references. But I'm not sure how valid that. I have heard that a lot as well.
Amazing. Resources are contained that you can extend resource, then type the name of your create and export variable in your script of the name. Hit save. Then you can give each field a value, and that's it. You've created.
Okay, so if I go to actor resource, hey, look at that. I've got my resource. That's cool. Look at that. That's rad. Okay.
A custom resource.
Cool.
But how can you access it? To do this, you can create an export variable in your script of the name of a resource, or it could just be of type resource.
Okay. So then we go in and we say export. How do we do this?
An export variable in your script of the name of a resource, or it could just be of type resource.
Array weapon resource. Okay, so if I wanted to go into our actor parent and include this actor resource, I would say at export var actor resource as array actor. I'm going to change that name. Resource. Snake case it. Yeah? Okay. So that fixes that. Yeah, Zaf, you got it. We want to reuse the fight scene and then just swap out the background, swap out the villain, swap out, all the stuff. I don't want to make a new scene for each fight. It seems like it would be better if we could keep just one scene and then construct it the way that it should. Oh no, John Lopez. You were totally a real person. We are in fact the best viewers. It's true. It's true. That's how you know it's a bot. That they were saying the best viewers are somewhere else. Yeah, it's just a link to this stream, right? What could go wrong with a URL like cl.gy/tnylg? Nothing could be wrong with that. Oh, shoot. Okay. So we're calling in the resource into our parent script. And our resource has Dom Lucas. Thank you so much for the follow. Good to see you. How are you? Welcome in. By the way, for all of you who are new into the channel, because we've got a lot of new people here today, foxhollowgames is a charitable enterprise that is devoted to helping people enter the game industry. So we're building games right now and learning how to do all that pretty much from scratch. And we're hosting a game jam in July. We've got some very exciting sponsors I'm really excited to announce in undisclosed amount of time. And Yeah. Until then, we're going to be building and trying to push on this as much as we can. So welcome on in, Dom Lucas. It's good to have you here. Oh, shoot. Okay. I'm still trying to wrap my head around resources and how they kind of integrate with things. Because we've got our resource here, right? This should be getting brought into the actor parent. This stuff. Oops. Oh, little one. Also, my son accompanies me on these streams most of the time. So you get to see a cute baby. You also get to hear a cute baby. Hey, little one. Okay. So, come on. Come on. Come on. Aww. So I think all this stuff needs to move out to the UI. That needs to go up here. HP label not to go. Oh, right, because we need to add. Oh, shoot, we need to do the the player and the villain HP labels. Yeah, thank you everyone for your patience. Oh, JD, hello. Sorry for the auto mod. Great to see you. Thanks for lurking. I hope you're having a good day, and I hope your stream went really well. All right. Okay, hold on. This kid may need something. Okay, we'll be right back. Don't you worry. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. I think I'm okay. If you can't tell, I have a bottle pinned up against. I think we're doing good. He's closing his eyes. Jotson! Welcome in! The legendary Jotson themselves! Hello! So good to see you. Okay, alright. This is how we're gonna stream now. This is just until he finishes the bottle, we're just gonna become a little troglodyte. Okay. This is fine. Everything's good. Okay. Can you stop moving your head, maybe? So that the bottle can stay? Okay. I know. It's hard. It's hard, isn't it? Life is tough. It is just hard sometimes, isn't it? And, sometimes you go through teething pains. I wish I could fix that. I wish I could just make it all better, you know? But you're gonna get stronger because of it. You're gonna grow teeth. You don't even know what teeth are yet. You don't know how exciting it's gonna be to have teeth. A whole new world opens up for you once you get teeth. It's gonna transform your very existence. You're gonna get to know what bacon is. You live a baconless existence right now, but this pain is gonna make it so that you can have bacon someday. You're gonna be very grateful for that pain. A little bit later, you won't even remember it. Okay. So we need to change these labels to now be both player and villain in the ready function, and that should fix. Okay, can I sneak away here? Maybe. I just maybe put the sling there, and then just yeah. Okay. All right. This is going fine. Control C. Control V. Control V. Okay. Everything's fine. Then we'll copy this. And then paste. And then select. And then replace. Okay, we all good? HP not defined. That's what the resource should be handling. So we're not bringing in the resource yet, which is true. So at export, information lives in the resource presentation in the scene. So export var, right? Yeah. Okay, export var. All right, take care, Queen Anne. Thanks for hanging out. Good to see ya. Thanks for being with us. So actor resource. No. Actor info. I don't know. What am I calling it in the villain? Let's be consistent. Was it in the playwright did it? Yeah. No. What? Where did I declare this already? I definitely brought it in somewhere, didn't I? Didn't I do the whole array weirdness? Ah. Okay. No, I didn't. Weird. Okay. Actor. Oops. Info. And it's as array of actor resource. Oh, that's right. It was in the actor parent. Yeah. Info. Okay. So you and then Fight UI can also access that actor info. Okay. Are you just done? Are we good? Okay. We may have reached equilibrium, everyone. Well done. Give yourselves hands of applause. Oh my goodness, we did it. Oh, wow. Oh, good night. Okay. Womp. Okay. So here's the thing. We are theoretically bringing in this resource now. And yet it's saying the stuff inside that resource is not declared, which makes me believe I am not bringing it in correctly. Because I'm seeing in the Godot documentation, they're doing it in a different way. They're not doing this array thing. In fact, I'm not seeing that anywhere in their documentation for resources. Let me bring this over. So we're looking at the same thing. Loading resources from code. You can use the load function anytime. Oh, but that's not like a resource file type. Let's see. Yeah. If I understood correctly, why do you have an array? Because YouTube told me to have an array right there. If I understood correctly, you should have two exported variables, hero and villain. That's not how I have it set up. Maybe it's the way it should be. In the resource, we just have health max, HP max, block, and the sprite. Both are of type actor resource. Yes. Hero and villain are both going to be using this, as well as the UI will be wanting to grab the values from those other two. So I was hoping that I could combine all of those three things into one thing, but maybe I can't. Maybe I need a unique resource for each of them. Sounds good. Okay. So we've got so YouTube told me this is how you call a resource, is with array and then the name of the resource. Class name weapon resource, and then he makes a new resource.
Then you can give each field a value.
And then he fills out the resource.
But how can you access it? To do this, you can create an export variable in your script.
And then does this to access them. If you don't know how many actors you have on your scene, you use an array. Interesting. Because shouldn't you know the size of arrays when you make them? Yeah, it's always going to be 2. It's always going to be 2. We're never going to have more than 2 parties in the fight. Right. They're going to get lumped together. So if there is like a group of mooks that you fight or something, they'll all be lumped together as effectively one entity. They'll just be visually represented differently. Yeah. I mean, can I just do as actor resource? Not gonna work. Okay, well, it's not yelling at me up here. Can you have this line twice? One for the player, one for the villain. Which line are you referring to? Are you saying like make different resources? One for the player, one for the villain? Duplicate exactly line 8. Done. What, and then make them like player info and villain info? Gotcha. Okay. Okay, so now I'm kind of seeing how this starts to fit together. Okay. Okay. So then shouldn't I be seeing stuff showing up in my exports with this? Shouldn't I have like a player info group and a villain info group? And then I'd have to like access it, right? It would have to be like, this is probably not the way to do this, but like player info dot string HP, right? That is correct. Oh, cool. I like it when I guess things correctly. And then the string would not be there, obviously. It would be here. Okay. Hey, look at us. Look at this. We're like breaking errors down. I still don't know like how I'm necessarily defining these quite yet, but like I can feel us getting closer. So thank you, everyone, for your support. Thank you, Zaft. Thank you for Cubus. Appreciate you. And then string. Yeah. Okay. No errors. No errors. Okay. Look at this. Look at this. Okay. Right on. See on the left. Oh, look! They're there! Look at that! They showed up! They finally arrived. Okay, so can I do this? And then... Ooh, this is cool! Koyado ID. Hello, welcome in. It's so good to have you here. Thank you for the follow. It wasn't there because the script was broken. Okay. So now we can change the sprite on this? Just from the... This is rad! Hold on. By UI. Wait. By UI. No, I don't want you. There we go. Yes. Yes. Super cool. Okay. Rad. Where's my animated... Oh, here it is. Ohm sheet needs to go in there. Ohm sheet needs to go into characters. There we go. And then overload sheet can go into here. Okay, this is rad. This is crazy rad. Okay. Cool. So then we have all that. Now when we assemble, so we go like back to the fight. Yes, that's so cool. So now theoretically we can start defining things. We can say like, we can grab which fight this is and then set it up appropriately, right? And we're gonna need a, this is the complex thing, that we're gonna need like a symbol borders node set up for each different fight type and then like swap out which node it is. I think that would be the easiest thing to do instead of trying to like swap out, you know, where the left and right borders are and swapping out. I think it would just be smart to have this be its own scene and then we swap out which scene is there based on the fight. Okay, Zaft, this is freaking cool. This is awesome. I'm still not 100% understanding it, but like I'm understanding it enough to know this is rad. Okay. So now, can I just set this? HP progress bar for the player. Which one is this one? What is this? Player HP progress. We have two prayer. Oh, right. Okay, that's the problem. Cool to see how excited you are programming. I hope to reach that level of expertise and enthusiasm. Dom, it's come through, what are we at now? 6 months of frustration. Of just like, I know there are ways to do the things I want to do, but I'm not even close to being able to get to that point yet. It's great getting to this point of like, oh, I get it. Okay. Finally reaching this point where things are starting to connect a little bit more, and I can tell we're getting into better programming practices that are like meaningful to me instead of, you know, optimizing a search function. Like I'm not at the point where that really matters to me yet, sort of stuff, you know. So it comes with time. and a lot of smashing your head against the desk. Zeph, I'm glad to hear it. I'm glad to hear it. And I'm sure it's not helping just me. I'm sure it's helping tons of people else out in the viewership as well. So thank you. Okay. I know there's a way to do the progress bar better, where you don't need like the max and the current value. I'm doing that somewhere else. Is it the energy bar, or is it the timer bar? Where are we binding timer to this? Yeah, timer progress. Okay. There we go. We just delete these. And then that should fix it, right? Yeah. There we go. There we go. Cool. Rad. Raditudinous. Radalacious. Radifrigimagraph. Very rad. Okay. Very cool. Man, this is really freaking cool. So then in this resource, we could also have... We could have like a villain resource that has all the different moves that the villains can do. Oh, man. This is freaking cool. This is really freaking cool. And ads are starting in just a minute. Okay. We're going to jump into ads. We'll be right back. This is a story all of you know very well from watching the stream so far. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. Welcome back. We're going to keep driving through this. We're going to see how far we can get before we call it a day. Okay. I think what I need to do right now is figure out, like, is the stuff that I'm building actually working? Is all this actually getting set up in the UI correctly? Okay. So this needs to be oh, that's right. We're in the player. Yeah. The player and the villain stuff is like totally broken. Okay. So then how do we get the UI and the player both referencing the same resource instance, right? Because in our Fart UI, we're declaring player info. But then, like, how does the player access that? Because it's not going to be able to just grab, like, player info, right? And if we redeclare it over here, that's going to be, like, a new instance of it, right? It's not going to be... it's not going to be the shared thing, right? It's going to be a new player info. Where you created the player in the resource in the inspector. Okay. There should be a save as. Oh, duh. Duh. Okay. Hold on, little guy. I got you. No need to panic. No need to panic. No need to panic. You're good. Okay. We got it. This is weird. It's not, my inspector isn't changing. Oh, it's because it's up here. Gotcha. Okay. So then, we save this in the resource, and then this is player info. Okay. This is getting radder and radder. The ratitudinous magnitudinous charts are getting off of the chartalaciousness. Okay. So then I can do save as, and save this as villain info. Yeah. And then in the player, we need to bring this in. So, why are we not getting our resources in here? Player info? Oh, it just took a little bit. Okay. So we can do that. Can we just load in player info? That would work. Okay. All right. Player is a scene. Yes. Player is a scene. Which we can find if we go here to the player scene. We've got our player scene. Do the same thing where you export and drag it into the inspector. You mean like, do this? Oh, okay, cool. I like that. Okay. So we've got player info here, which means we can go and, like, deal with all this now. Well, although this is villain stuff. So we need the villain information as well. And then this script is going to need to get pulled out and put into a resource. An animation player and everything. All that sort of stuff is going to need to get totally reworked. Wow, there's going to be a lot of rework. Okay. And then we do player info down there in our debug commands. Player info, dot, and dot. And then that, and then that. Player info dot energy is not a thing. We can get rid of that. Okay. Could not resolve class actor. Yeah, does it exist? No, it does. Okay. Although it may not exist in a little bit. We may end up getting rid of it. I don't know. After all this resource rework, which is so cool. This is friggin' rad. Okay. So now we have this thing where we're calling this damage function. So go to our villain parent. There is this. Oh, there's not. Oh, it's in that. Okay. So theoretically, we don't need any of that, right? Because we were doing villain name. We had this global variable set up to say what the villain name was. Can delete this. We don't need that. Villain label.text equals villain name. Player is a resource too. I'm not totally sure I'm following, Zaft. What do you mean player is a resource too? I mean, we've got it hooked up to our player info resource. If we go to player, right, we have so many things broken. What is actor that player extends? It's like, okay, so the tree of information I've been thinking about here. We have actor, which just has like the shared stuff between villains and hero, right? So we've got hit points, we've got block value, and we have a sprite. Those are the three things that they have in common. And then everything after that is going to be declared in either the player or the villain parent that then each villain will extend. This is probably a little outrageous, isn't it? That seems fine. Okay. All right. Could not resolve class actor. I don't know why you're throwing a bug about that. It's right there. This will be complex to set up because you're just learning resources. Yeah. And that's what I'm kind of breaking my head into is like, okay, so when do I extend a scene versus using a resource is kind of like my big question right now. When do I have a parent-child relationship and when do I just leverage a resource? And maybe there's not a great answer for that. Maybe it's a little more wobbly than I would like. And maybe there is a great answer. I don't know. So we've got damage, right? This function, which is right here, which is taking a value. Oh, that's right, and it's assigning. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So let's bring in our two resources here. Right here. Into our actor parent, go to our fight UI, pick those up, and we can drag these in. Wait, no. There we go. There we go. Now you need to untangle. Yeah. So then we can do... I'm assuming now we have this block. We're going to want, like... either make a separate function for player block and villain block, or pass in the, like, object name, the node name, as a parameter here, right? So we can know what we're changing the block value to. Or which block value we're changing. So this is kind of going to need, like, ID? Can we just do that? Is there such a thing in Godot? You block increase and then, like, self? And then we can do self dot. Is that gonna be a thing? Like that seems like it's not really gonna be kosher. Cubus! Yes, you've missed much resourcing. We are resourcing the crap out of this. Look how many errors we have. Can you not tell how much resource we're doing? Self is reserved to always be the current script. Shoot, yeah, I was worried about that. So like it won't pass in like an ID of itself, right? Also, it shouldn't be self there, it should be ID. Or object, yeah. Can you show me where this is in the tree? Where what is in the tree, Zaf? What specifically are you looking for? You can pass self to other methods, which will pass the current object as a reference. So if I have object A, and I want to pass object A into object B, so that B can, like... No, I'm probably doing this wrong, right? This is probably a weird separation of concerns thing I'm doing here. Just don't call it self in the receiver. Yeah. This code that you're editing right now, actor parent is not in the tree. It is, and maybe it needs to become a resource. Maybe this just needs to be a resource. Right now, it is this ethereal floating thing that player and villain extend. So we don't need that, I guess. But it does access nodes. Yeah, in a sense. So I made this before I knew about resources, right? This was my, like, oh, you, like, make a parent, and then, like, it extends and everything. It's in the tree just indirectly. I guess in a sense, yeah, because it's, like, it's being referenced by villain and player. It's just not, like, a node in the tree. And so, like, learning all about resources and everything, it seems like this maybe needs to become a resource so that it... yeah, this just seems like it should be a resource. How does $sign work if you're not in the tree? That can't be. I don't know. I mean, it screams at me a lot. It says, like, hey, yo, we can't find these nodes. But then, like, it does what it needs to do. So something is working. Yeah. So we'd have to remove this, right? Man, resources. I need to do a deep dive into resources and figure this all out. Because I can tell the powers here. Player extends actor parent, so an instance of actor parent is in the tree, just not directly. Okay. Okay. And which node or scene is that? So if we go to fight scene, we have player, which has both the player and the player label, which I think I'm going to have to change this up too and get rid of that and just have the player be the node. But player, this is what is extending actor. Villain parent is extending actor. Both of these are in the main scene. Does that make sense? Good start. Okay. Okay. It seems fine so far. I mean, maybe it functions, but it doesn't feel tight like in my head. It feels like I'm leveraging two different like data inheritance models that you should probably only have one for, right? So you want to have separate scripts for both, one that only takes player info and one that only takes villain info. So, I mean, we do have the villain script and the player script. We have player script, we have villain parent, and then from there, each individual villain would have their own script inheriting from villain parent, was the thought. Right? Yeah, Zaft. You can mix and match in game dev as long as it's still all right to maintain. And that's kind of my concern is like, because they're different, I worry about being able to debug and like being able to have a really tight understanding of, oh yes, this is how this is working. This is how this is working. It feels kind of arbitrary right now how they're different, which makes sense because I didn't know about one and now I'm using the other, right? So that's kind of a thing I need to work out. Okay. So I really feel like I can't convert the resource into this class, right? I want to plan out a new player enemy actor class. Yeah, I think that's probably accurate. I think a lot of this needs to get moved into a resource, and then I need to really figure out what needs to be in the class and why. Or else I'm not going to be able to maintain it moving forward. You know, it's going to be a mess. It's going to be just nightmares to debug. With a newfound knowledge of resources, yeah. And I need to like do some more research into resources as well and figure out exactly how they work. Because I've got kind of like a vague, wibbly-wobbly, squirmy-wormy sort of idea, but it's not necessarily that. Make sure you do logic completely without UI references. How do you mean, Zaft? Then just plug the UI. So like have the UI just reference the values and all the values are being calculated somewhere else, right? So like in this fight UI script, this should not be modifying anything, right? It should just be reading, right? Am I understanding that correctly? Probably yes. Okay. All right. Cool. Rad. Well, hey, guess what, folks? This has been tremendously helpful. We moved so far. We did, like, these prototypes, and we came up with an idea of, like, how to move forward that I think is awesome. I'm really excited about it. We have made a ton of progress, and I just can't thank you all enough for teaching me about resources and helping me to conceptualize those prototypes and think about ways to improve on them and everything. It's been invaluable. Thank you to all of you. I'm going to try and deal with some of this maybe tonight and rework all this. Risky Biscuit, yes, you did come in at the end, unfortunately. We are going to raid out, though, all that progress. I know, right? Look at all this progress. It's literally a red letter day. Look at all these red letters. That's a big day. It's a good learning exercise to try to explain this through chat and delay. Yeah, I'm sure. Any quick recap? Yeah, so Risky Biscuit, we built a couple of different UI prototypes. We tried this sort of a layout, and then we tried this layout that I think you were in that discussion yesterday. And we ended up kind of deciding we like both for different reasons. And so we kind of combined them. So we have this top bar here. We found ways to kind of scrunch it in and make it a lot smaller as much as possible. And then, you know, we could probably move the energy out and put it as another thing up here or something. But then, so yeah, we gave ourselves enough vertical real estate, and then we still have the slants in here. I'd run it, but it's like, it's totally broken. Because we started integrating resources, and I started learning about resources, and that has completely broken things. So this slant from this idea down here is brought in, and we thought, hey, like, that's actually really cool because now each fight can have a different container for those dots and different behaviors for them. So all of a sudden, like, mind blown, all sorts of cool new ideas exploding around for how to make fights feel different, kind of like Peglin does. I think it's going to be really cool. So then we started refactoring and building resources so that the UI can read the player and the player can read from the same places. And yeah, we're working on it. So it's a good time. Yeah, thanks for jumping in. We've been on a kick recently of raiding out to non-game dev people. We're going to keep that up today. We're going to go raid v.me, who I found on a video that Retromation did. He's a part of the Wholesome Verse clan, guild, whatever they have, I don't know, association. He's playing Hades 2 right now, and once again, this is important for us to do. It's important that we break out of that game dev sphere and we start integrating with the people that are actually going to play our games. Not only so that we get like good connections with people so that we can see, you know, how are people actually approaching games, because we can get lost just building our own games. How are people reacting to things in the market right now? But also so that we build marketing contacts, right? Because I know none of you want to market your game. V.me wants to market your game. We're going to go right into it. Expand the Nerdverse, that's right. So we're going to go hang out over there. Thanks for hanging out and for your patience with the kid and everything. V is really cool. Nice, Nick Nicholson. I'm glad you know him. We're going to go ahead and jump into there. Once again, we are a charitable enterprise devoted to helping people enter the game industry. Like, follow, subscribe, wherever you're at. It is all foundational to making us actually able to do what we want to do, which is so much more expanded than what we're doing right now. Thank you, everyone, for what you're doing right now to help make that happen, and we'll catch you next time. Thank you.